What's going on YouTube? Today's video, we're going to go over how to prepare for set 2 that launches this Friday in MLB The Show 23. But before we hop into that, if you guys are new, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below and turn those notification bells on so you get notified every single time a video of mine goes live. But let's hop into today's video here. And the first thing that I suggest that you should do to prepare for set 2 is to finish set 1, obviously. So as you head over here to the set collections, we all know we have our 3 cards here. You have Chipper, you have Babe, and you have Pedro. Now, none of this has been confirmed, but I have a hunch that, you're going to be rewarded for collecting these cards. I feel like it'd be kind of dumb for you to have to go out of your way. You collect all these cards, and then for the new set, you kind of have to start from scratch. In years past, when we had those big collections, like cards like Joe Mauer, they would be exchangeable as vouchers because in past MLBs, we had to collect certain card types like All-Stars, Breakouts, rookie cards, etc. So I imagine you will be rewarded for getting cards like Chipper and Babe. I imagine you'll get some sort of progress towards set 2. Now, right now, I am about 20 cards short. I have 238 here. I have a couple cards that I haven't locked in yet. So what my plan is I'm gonna make sure that I have enough to get Pedro. I want to see what the reward is for having all 3 of those cards. Like I said, there's going to be some sort of bonus for having those. We just don't know what it is yet, but I would highly recommend getting Chipper and Babe, and at least if you can get Pedro in there as well. The more that you can collect, I feel like the more you're going to be rewarded for it to get those set 2 collections done early. I can afford and go and get those set 1 cards to get Pedro right now, but I feel like with this new set coming out, I feel like we're gonna get some packs in the new XP reward path that might bring down some of the prices of these cards. So like, for example, if we go down to some of these lower overall cards here, especially like your All-Star Game, your Home Run Derby cards, so like a Cody Bellinger right now, he's going for around 31,000 subs. I feel like that's a lot for a card like that, especially since he's a base round card. There's no more supply of him right now, but I think once the new season comes around, we get a new XP reward path. I think we're going to get some packs in that program that brings down the price of these, and it's going to be easier to collect these set 1 cards that you're going to need for set 2. So right now, people are asking me, should I sell my set 1 card? Should I sell set 2? You kind of have to pick your poison. Do you want to sell it now and take the most bang for your buck, or do you want to wait and see if they're going to rise a little bit more? If I had to take a guess, I would say that we're going to get some cards. I think they are a little bit high right now because people know that the new set is around the corner and they're trying to get those collections done at the last second. I think I would sell them right now because, again, especially the base round cards, because there's going to be more supply. Even the future star cards as well. I think it would be really weird of them to not provide access to gaining those cards, especially since the set is over. I think, if people hopped onto the game, and they haven't completed those collections yet, I still think they want players to have access to get those cards done, to give them some progress towards set 2. So I'd be really surprised if we don't see them in any shape or form in the new XP reward path. So I would sell them right now. I think the price is high. We're gonna have access to them in season 2 if I had to take a guess. So on Friday, we're gonna have a new set. It's gonna be set 2 here, and you have these set collections. We have Chipper, you have Babe, you have Pedro, but along the way as well, we also had a Jazz Chisholm and we had a Trey Turner in here as well. So we should get at least 599 overalls, I believe, and it should work exactly the same. And a big part of that early on was grinding out your team affinities. So as we head over here to the team affinity tab, I think it's just going to be exactly the same. Some people think that it's going to be a continuation of what we had in season 1, but I mean, it clearly says AL East season 1 on there, so it's just gonna be another tab. These will be lower down and the new ones will be put up top. They'll have their own separate programs where you guys start from scratch, and I think everything is just going to be exactly the same. On Twitter here, I'll show you guys on screen right now. They've shown off some of the captain cards we're gonna get. There's a Mark McGwire, there's a Greg Vaughn, Nick Lodolo, and then in the AL East we were also shown there's a Vlad Jr., Whitey Ford, etc. They're the same overalls as you see here in season 1, where we had Chris Sale, Aaron Judge. 92 overall cards is what it is. It's going to be set up the same exact way, in my opinion. You have your team build missions, the captain stats, you had your moments, you had the showdowns, the conquests, etc. You also had your mini seasons vouchers. I think it's just going to be set up exactly the same. There's a new series. Basically, the new series is just going to fill in here for the Charisma series cards. And you're going to want to get your team affinities done as fast as possible, because to get those set 2 collection cards, you're going to want to lock in as many free cards as you can. That's a big point of emphasis that I want to make you know, especially now knowing just how many cards you really need for these collections. Try to get as many free cards as you can. Get your Team Affinity stuff done, and then if you have to, lock in the cheapest cards for those collections. You don't want to be locking in cards that go for 100,000 subs, 200,000 subs, etc. Get those free ones so that you can stay liquid. You can sell those cards if you need a couple to pick up some cheap cards or whatever, because you don't want to lock in those expensive cards in set 2 just to get a 99 overall card. I'm going to put a link to my video down in the description below to how to complete Team Affinity Season 1. I bet it's going to be exactly the same for Season 2. So if you guys are looking for tips, I am going to be dropping a video once all the new content comes out on Friday. I'll give you guys the best tips on how to complete it. Biggest concern with this new content drop is a lot of the grinding was through mini seasons, and there's still some issues with that. So I am praying that they fix those issues, because it's going to be really annoying if we're grinding for those mini seasons vouchers and you run into the invalid roster where you have to completely restart it. So hopefully that's fixed by Friday, because mini seasons was one of the best ways to get the Team Affinity stuff done in Season 1. Now I'm going to hop over to the XP reward path. So again, here we have the Season 1 XP reward path. It's just going to be replaced here in 3 days with Season 2. You're going to have maybe a couple of new captain cards in there. You know, obviously we're going to have a new program that's replacing the Charisma series. And then we have our boss pack. I'm guessing that this is just going to be set up, you know, exactly the same, just with some different name packs. We're going to have some new cards and whatnot. So the best way to earn XP in this game is by grinding Road to the Show. So if you have not grinded out your ball player yet, or you just want to grind out something new, there's so much XP that you can earn in Road to the Show, and you will make a ton of subs if you can earn these boss players early on. Early on in the game, it's just simple economics. You know, there's going to be high demand and there's not going to be a lot of supply, so that's going to raise the price of those cards, especially in the first couple days or so. And if you can grind out this XP reward path, a lot of these cards in here, they're going to go for a ton. You're going to make a ton of stubs, and over time, in a week or so, you can pick up those cards for a lot cheaper, and you'll be making yourself some bank. While you're going to want to keep these cards, obviously you're going to want to play with some of the new cards and whatnot, but if you're looking to make some stubs, sell them right away. I promise you, you'll be thanking yourself later. You'll be able to get a lot more cards in a week or two or so. If you want to use them for a few games or something, try them out, that's fine, but I would sell everything that I get from this XP reward path, because I know, especially with the re-rolls, I'm gonna be earning these packs so much down the end of the road here. So if we look at the Season 1 bosses here, if you look at, say, Devin Williams, these cards are going for under 20k. I remember picking up Lindor for like 80k, 90k or whatever. These cards dropped a lot just because of the re-rolls and how many times people are obtaining these cards. And especially with a new season, the hype is going to be high. People are going to be wanting to get these cards as soon as possible, and they're not going to be the ones grinding for it. You are. So you're going to get the benefit of getting a ton of stubs. Sell those cards immediately. You'll thank me later. So there's going to be a bunch of new content on Friday. So your biggest thing is you're going to want to get your set 1 stuff done as soon as possible. Don't wait until Friday. You don't want to have to be grinding old content. Believe me, you're going to be wanting to do the new stuff, and if you don't have it done, you're never going to want to go back and complete the old stuff. So get that stuff done before Friday. You have a couple days here. Go through your programs, finish up your Team Affinity if you haven't, and then you'll be ready to roll once the new content comes out. As well, on Friday, we're going to have a new Rank Seasons program as well. If Rank Seasons is your mode and it's something that you'd like to do, hitting World Series, or just by obtaining enough stars in the World Series program, you can make a lot of stubs off of just selling those World Series cards, especially early in the new season. Those cards, again, kind of like the XP reward path cards, are going to be selling for a lot of stubs. So if Rank Seasons is your mode, if you're a good player, you can hit World Series night 1. Those cards are going to go for a lot, and you're going to make a ton of stubs, just like those XP reward path cards. So just another thing to keep in mind as well. There's also a roster update. So if you guys are investors and you have invested into this roster update, you'll make a lot of stubs off of that as well. Just a lot of stuff going on this Friday. So you have the new ranked program, we have a new roster update, and then we have the new Season 2 launch with the XP reward path, Team Affinity cards, the collection bosses. It's almost as if it's launch week all over again. If you guys have any questions, and if you guys are excited for Season 2, leave it all down in the comments below. I love interacting with you guys. I love when you all leave comments. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I hope I was able to provide some tips on how to be ready for Friday. Can't wait to see what's to come on Friday, and I will see you guys next time.